I had been counting down the days for 6 months. Opening night, center row, premium seats, the whole 9 yards. I even got there an hour early just to soak in the atmosphere. My phone was off, my snacks were ready, and I was locked in. Then she walked in. Right as the preview started, this woman hurried down the aisle with her 7-year-old son and sat directly behind me. Within 30 seconds, my internal alarm bells were screaming. The kid wasn't just whispering, he was narrating his life story. Is this the right movie? I'm bored. When does it start? His mom gave him one half-hearted shush before burying her face in her glowing phone screen. The lights dimmed, the studio logo hit the screen, and that's when the kicking started. Not a restless twitch, but a steady, rhythmic thud against the back of my spine. I turned around, trying to keep my voice low and polite. Hey, do you mind not kicking the seat? The mom didn't even look up from her Instagram feed. Owen, stop, she muttered. Owen didn't stop, and she didn't make him. 15 minutes into the film, it turned into a full-blown commentary track. Owen was shouting questions at the screen while the rest of the theater started shushing him in unison. That's when the mom finally leaned forward. But not to discipline her kid, she whispered to me, sorry, he just has a lot of energy. He'll settle down. He didn't. 20 minutes later, Owen was literally sprinting up and down the aisles. He pulled out a phone, turned the flashlight on, and started aiming it directly at the screen like a spotlight. An usher finally stepped in, telling her the kid had to sit down. She actually sighed, like the usher was the one being difficult. She yanked him back to his seat, and for 3 minutes, I thought we might actually get to watch the movie. Then came the popcorn. He started throwing it by the handful, not at his friends, but at the screen, like he was feeding pigeons in a park. The guy next to me finally snapped. Are you serious right now? The mom's voice suddenly got loud. He's just a kid. It's a movie. Relax. We all paid to be here. Someone from the back yelled, yeah, we paid to watch the movie, not your kid. She just crossed her arms and hit them with the classic, if you can't handle kids being kids, maybe don't come to public places. At this point, the manager arrived. Ma'am, if he can't behave, you're going to have to leave. She actually laughed in his face, telling him everyone was overreacting. But the second the manager turned his back, Owen decided to climb over the seats. He reached over, grabbed my extra-large soda, and dumped the entire thing, ice, syrup, and all, directly over my head. I stood up, shaking, freezing, and absolutely drenched. The theater gasped. What is wrong with you? I yelled. The mom stood up, eyes blazing. It was an accident. Don't you dare yell at a child. That was not an accident. 3 different people shouted at once. The manager didn't even argue. That's it. Both of you, out, now. As she grabbed her bag, she scoffed about how the theater was a joke, but Owen had one last move left. On their way out, he grabbed a massive cardboard standee, the lobby, and shoved it with everything he had. It crashed right into an elderly woman walking by, knocking her flat onto the floor. The manager's face went pale. Call the police. Suddenly, her kids will be kids attitude vanished. She started panicking, crying that he didn't mean it, asking Owen why he did that. Owen started bawling too, but security held them right there until the cops showed up. I watched the whole thing from the lobby, still dripping with soda. As the police took statements, I heard her telling the officers, he's never like this. I don't know what happened. But I knew exactly what happened. She hadn't looked at her son once the entire night, unless it was to defend his right to be a menace. They were escorted out and banned for life. I eventually went back in, borrowed a jacket from a stranger, and tried to finish the movie, but the mood was gone. On my way out, the manager handed me 4 free passes. He said, I'm so sorry. We've had issues with her before. It's always everyone else's fault. I walked to my car, realizing one thing. The parents who screamed the loudest about their rights are usually the ones doing the least amount of parenting.